Hey, are you awake? If you've been listening to the Living Zen podcast for a while, maybe even for years, then this message is for you. Over the years, I've gotten so many notes from listeners, some from people that I've never met, some who've just been silently listening, saying that these talks help them get through something. Maybe it was a solitary practice when there was no center or community or teacher nearby, a time of grief, a tough stretch of parenting, a lonely morning commute, even a heavy-duty training session at the gym. People have shared that this podcast helped them feel a little more grounded and connected, a little less alone. So, first, just this. Thank you. Really. Thank you for walking along this path with me, for witnessing, for showing up in your own way, in your own rhythm. You've been a part of this practice, and a part of my practice. And I want to say something you may not have heard me say before. You're a part of this Sangha. Even if you've never stepped into the Zenwest Zendo, even if we've never met or even spoken, you've been practicing with us and with me. And now I want to offer you an invitation to step in more fully if you feel called to do so. Zenwest, the Buddhist community that I've grown along with, has been a container, the structure, the Bodhi mandala behind the Living Zen podcast for all these years. And recently, I've stepped back into leadership at Zenwest after several years away from the Zendo. Heading into Zenwest's 45th year, we're entering a time of rebuilding, reshaping, figuring out what Sangha looks like in this world we're sharing, as it is right now, where practice may be local or online or both. We've always worked to include people at a distance and welcome you as members, real members. And that's a big part of why this podcast was born. We want all of our members, no matter where you are, to have voting rights, invitations to practice in community, and to have a voice in how we grow as a community. Not because we need more names on a list, but because community, true Sangha, is how this practice comes alive. And here's where things can widen out a little bit. Because over the past several years, I've been weaving together and integrating all the threads of my own life and practice. Zen, yes, absolutely. And also Gaelic language and culture, and storytelling, and healing, and trance work and ceremony. And I've come to see that for me, these aren't separate paths at all. They're all ways of coming home, of remembering who we are, of healing and transforming together, not alone. That's what I'm holding space for with Red Mountain Way, a Patreon platform where all these streams flow together, where I share teachings, Shenachlin or Gaelic proverbs, trance journeys, stories, Zen practice, and reflections on what it means to walk this path in kinship. So, if living Zen has been a part of your life, I hope that you'll step in a little closer. And maybe for you that means becoming a member of Zenwest. And maybe that means joining me on Red Mountain Way. And maybe it's both. Because for me, they're not separate. They're all a part of the same practice, the same offering, the same vow to walk with others, to awaken together, to live and manifest fully and truly. So you're not just welcome here. You're already an important part of this. Thanks for being here. And if you're ready, really ready to step in, I'll meet you there. You can become a member of Zenwest at www.zenwest.ca/join-Zenwest. And you can become a patron at Red Mountain Way by going to patreon.com/Red Mountain Way. And I'll include those links in the show notes too. Okay, the last thing I want to mention is this. It means a lot to me when I hear from you about how this podcast has helped you in your practice or your life. And I want you to know that I actually read all of the comments that listeners like you take the time to write. And I'm not always able to respond to everyone, but I do read and I appreciate every word. And every comment and rating that you leave actually supports and helps other seekers, just like you, to find living Zen by making it more visible to more podcast listeners all over the world.